My reaction to a trout stream is I'm always looking for fish, even if I'm not fishing. I'm walking along a trail and, have that, that view down on a stream. I'm always looking for fish. It's just always intriguing to me to try to spot the fish, and of course these streams up here are just beautiful anyway, so.
This kind of fishing is my favorite type of trout fishing. You have to go off the beaten path. You get in water that a lot of times, no one's been there for a long time, and there won't be anyone there when you get there.
This is headwater fishing, the headwaters of a stream. Certainly is a cure for insomnia to come up here and crawl around on these rocks all day. and you certainly feel it at the end of the day. But it's just some really cool water to fish.
So it's not just the fishing itself. The environment is just, it's just a unique place. Trout, they typically live in really gorgeous country.
It's just neat because you just hear the water, you look up, you see all the trees, and you're just kind of immersed in it.
It's like a game between me and the fish. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't, and that's what's fun about it.
You get to a pool and you look at it, you got to figure out, how am I going to fish this?
Trout, they'll be all over the water, but they do like a particular, type of movement, depth, things like that. So first thing I'll look for is, a nice fast riffle that leads into a slow-moving pool somewhere, maybe with a little bit of cover.
Getting on a small stream, working the water, seeing those fish come up, grab a fly, seeing those colors when you catch the fish, it's just a draw. It keeps you coming back. There are places in the state, like some of our tailwaters, that fish all year long. The fish are hitting through the winter and early spring. It's a great way to get out and beat those winter doldrums when you're not going to go out on the lake and catch a bunch of bluegill or bass fish. And it just diversifies your fishing. Come up to Tellico and catch some of the fish in the delayed harvest section. Come up here and catch some brook trout. It's just a nice thing to add to your fishing repertoire. You can find mountain streams along the whole Appalachian mountain chain. Just blue lines coming off the mountains from the northern tip of the state all the way down to this area. Most of your small streams are going to have some kind of trout. They're either going to have rainbows, brown trout, and then some of them, luckily, still have brook trout. I've been in a lot of these streams over the years, and it's just always just a neat thing to get in the water and you start working your way upstream, and whether you've been there or not, you kind of are always discovering what's right around the bend.
Trout fishing is, it looks intimidating at first sometimes, but really, there's a lot of ways to get into it.
Trout fishing is not exclusive to fly fishing, just like bass fishing is not exclusive to spin fishing and bait casting. You can fly fish for anything, and you can also use spinning gear for these fish. If you're not a fly fishing person, don't worry about it.
No, I started out also, using a spinning rod and spinning reels and little jigs and things like that. If you just get a fishing pole and you go on a bank somewhere and spend some time, eventually you'll learn, through experience, and then you'll collect the items that you need over time.
For some people, they're just starting to get into fishing, and they haven't quite discovered it yet, which is the neat thing. And no matter how old you are, when you get into learning how to fish, there's just this big world out there of different fishing opportunities, and trout being one of them.